This season of the Urban Conservative Podcast is brought to you by Newton for Senate, working to improve education, reduce taxes, and keep North Carolina #1 for business. Find out more at newtonforsenate.com.
This episode of the Urban Conservative has also been sponsored by Case Technology Consulting. Help your business get value out of its data and become more efficient and streamlined. Case Technology Consulting. Check out the link in the description. Episode of Top of the Morning is brought to you by Edward Jones financial advisor Kelly Harmon, providing you with well-researched guidance backed by Edward Jones' extensive team and technology that help you prepare for retirement, children's education, or other financial goals. Call 252-473-1006 or visit the link on the screen. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is time. It is time for Top of the Morning, the best 30-minute morning show on the internet. You are tuned into the Urban Conservative. You're either on Facebook right now live with us, YouTube live, Twitter. Do us a favor, head over to tuconservative.com. That is the website where you can support what we got going on over here, which is spreading conservative values and policy ideas to urban communities around our beautiful, beautiful country. And as I always say, TGIFF, right? It's Friday, May 5th, all right? And we've had an interesting week this week, but like I said, go ahead, head over to the website you see on your screen there and support the show. And it's gonna be an interesting show this morning. Shouts out to my twin brother, Dual Ali, on the way up to Raleigh, doing numbers, putting the miles on the road, out there doing his run for North Carolina Republican Party Vice Chair. So shouts out to him. Shouts out to everybody in North Carolina. And as you guys filter on in here, let us know where you're watching from so we can give you a shout out. So listen, we're going to jump right into this morning's shenanigans. It has been a very, very interesting week. There's so many things that took place since Monday. I kind of didn't know where to start this week, but I figured this out, right? I figured this much out. I'd want to start here, okay? I'm not sure how many of you know who this gentleman is, okay? This gentleman is a hockey player, okay? Or a former hockey player. And he played for the Montreal Canadiens, okay? He is a Canadian former professional defenseman, all right? Between 2009 and 2022, he played 13 seasons in the NHL. So for those of y'all that still live under the rock, yes, there are black hockey players, but this isn't why we're talking about him this morning. It's not why we're talking about him this morning. So apparently, he's fired some shots at Lizzo. Now, here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. I'm not a big Lizzo fan. I haven't heard a Lizzo song. I don't know what the woman does, to be frank with you. Every time I see her, it has been like this. And I don't know what she does. I'm personally one of the people who think the word talented is overused. Celebrity is a word that I don't like. I don't like the word celebrity. I never have. And I've been in the music industry. I've worked in the entertainment industry at a high level and worked with people. And I've never been one to, because these are regular people. So I just didn't get it. But she's getting clowned by Mr. PK here. And I thought it was funny. Some people are offended. What do you expect? All right. What do you expect? Some folks are offended by the joke that he made on television about Lizzo. And take a listen. Pack a Lizzo-sized lunch, she said. Right, okay. So what I found interesting about this, hold on, let me kill this music. What I found interesting about him saying what he said, let me play it one more time. Maybe they need to pack a Lizzo size lunch. Now, the comment section is where I found some interest because it is a demonstration of where things are. He will get away with it. We all know why. Why will he get away with it? And get away with what? Making a joke? Like, but, all right. So, yeah, this is what you got in the comment section under this one. Shameful. ESPN has definitely changed. Sadly, disappointed in them. Don't know if they've got different management, but it's definitely gone downhill from what it used to be. He needs to apologize at the minimum. All right, now look, we got somebody else that says she's promoting fatness and doesn't mention the repercussions of being fat, like fatty liver disease and diabetes. See, I am a big fan of that statement because while y'all are what is this? What I don't know what this is called. What y'all are like? It's okay to exist in a body that's not conducive to keeping you around a long time. Okay, think about that. They're condoning what a doctor will tell you is unhealthy. Okay, and here's my thought. Here's my thought. Just my personal opinion on this. My personal opinion on this. If you can't run in the event of a dangerous situation, right? If you can't get away, right? The reason I thought that humans essentially forget all the diets and the sensationalism behind it, right? If you can't run away from a predator, you get eaten. So it behooves us to try, right? And I know America has all of these, this is why they make capitalism sound so bad, is because we have so many options of delicious things to eat. Like when you go into the grocery store, there's so much in there and there's no one to stop you. The liberty that you have, think about it, folks. The liberty that you have to allow you to get that big. Forget being that big for a second. It's about the liberty, right? So while she's not wrong for what she's doing, we can't sit here and say that this is healthy. You can't say that because these folks are in the club with the rest of the people. I saw a story yesterday. The lady blinded herself because she wants to be what was it, trans something? What's the word? But she trans medical something or another. But she wanted to. She like so. My point is, there's no way we're gonna look at this and say it's not take away the fame and the. When we start talking about what this comment said right here, that comment said on the under the post, it's absolutely true. She's promoting fatness, which she is, and doesn't mention the repercussions of being fat, like fatty liver disease and diabetes. We're not going to pull up the statistics on who got the most diabetes, but I can tell you they look very similar to the people you see here. Just a fact. Okay. It's just objective reality. And so when we say diabetes is racist, right? Because it's clearly attacking one group more than the other. It's an interesting thing. So I didn't think the joke was that distasteful. You promote how big you are. So when he say pack a Lizzo size lunch, I mean, I don't know if he writes comedy or not, but that was a good one. It was a pretty good one. If that was off the cuff, shouts to him. That was pretty funny. I'm gonna look at a couple of more of these in this last few segment. Why is everyone crying? She is fat or she isn't. I, the goat, the goat. She talks about how happy she is that she's the standard of beauty. So why would this be a bad thing? She's huge. That's just the truth. So what you got here is, and I saw some other ones that were like, "Oh, you got to cancel him. He has to be canceled." But look, most people aren't falling for this, which is great. You know, We're not gonna cancel this brother. A black hockey player, former. Think about that. He made a joke. So, yeah, get rid of him. I don't know. Let me know if you guys thought that was funny. We're gonna take a quick commercial break. If you thought the joke was funny, get in the comment section. Let us know. We'll be right back with Top of the Morning.
Just because you're black doesn't mean you have to vote Democrat. This year, in order to see benefits for our communities, we need to vote outside the box. Find out more by visiting us at tuconservative.com.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, you are tuned in to Top of the Morning, the best 30-minute morning show on the planet. Make sure you hit us with a like, a follow, a subscribe, all that good stuff. And make sure to visit the website, tuconservative.com. Later today, all of this week's episodes will be dropping on all of your favorite podcast apps. So make sure you're following us on all of those things. So, all right, part two of this. Part two of this. Okay. This is what we got. It's just one can, folks. It's just one can. Okay. This is the position being taken by, the Anheuser-Busch folks. It was just one can. But let's look at this, right? Look at this. It, it, it is a scary, scary day and time when people who are supposed to be adults, like functioning adults, can subscribe to the idea and defend the idea that it is possible for a man to become a woman. It is a high level of dysfunction within the mind when you can believe or subscribe to the idea in whole or in part that a man or a woman can reverse and transition into the other thing that is just not reality based. And I don't think Budweiser knew this going into this. There might have been a couple of folks in there who, just was like, we think this is a thing, right? But they sent a letter to wholesalers addressing the controversy surrounding the collaboration with the TikTok personality Dylan. Okay, and the letter was first reported by the St. Louis Post-Dispatch Daniel Neiman. It comes a month after TikTok posted the video celebrating his 365 days of being a woman with a Bud Light can that featured his face. Dylan posted other videos posing with the beverage, which all made me, a little uneasy, but including one of him splashing around in a foamy bubble bath with a tower of Bud Light in the background, which I didn't see that one and kind of not interested in seeing any of it. But the letter goes on to say, quote, "This was one single can given to one social media influencer." Now, here's the problem with that. Here's the problem with this. They're still being a little disingenuous with it, right? They're still being disingenuous with it because in the YouTube, see, I got YouTube Premium on one account, but then not YouTube Premium on another account. So I was in the YouTube not premium account, and a Bud Light commercial came on to the television. And the Bud Light commercial proceeded to sell me Bud Light by a group of people who were clearly of a LGBTQIA plus hyphen division sign asterisk to the power of was clearly in the commercial. This was an obvious, it didn't even have to read between the lines. That you didn't need dialogue in the commercial to figure out who was who in this Bud Light commercial. So while they will say in a letter that they are, the letter is just one can given to one social media influencer, it is still part of a bigger campaign. This was only one single can given to one social media influencer, and it goes on to say it was not made for production or sale to the general public. this can is not a formal campaign or advertisement. Okay? In a cover letter associated with the note to wholesalers, Gray Eagle stated Anheuser-Busch did not intend to create controversy or make a political statement. All right. So we're going to put a man dressed as a woman who believes he's no longer a man on a can of our product, and that's not a political statement, nor should it cause any controversy. That's what you're dealing with, folks. This is what we're dealing with. These are the people, these are the companies, right? And again, it would be a mistake to fault capitalism. It would be a mistake to fault anything other than the college, the education system, the actual Marxists, the actual people who these people are actually subscribing to this. Again, they're really believing this. They have to really believe this because the look in the eyes of some of the people when you watch them speak, and I don't know if y'all seen Josh Hawley with the professor from California. You guys got to go back and look at these interviews. I I don't think y'all got to understand these. There's like a twilight zone in the eyes. There's something in the eyes. Like here in New York, Hochul has it when you zoom in on her picture. She has this like something in the eyes. So I again, they're saying it's one can. It was a one off. I don't believe that. I don't know if y'all believe that it was one can. It wasn't intended to come out. It wasn't whoop whoop whoop. So you mean to tell me they got to use your official logos? It's connected to the people that work for you. The lady went on a press run, but it wasn't meant and it wasn't intended to be controversial and it wasn't intended to be a political statement. When you get into the realm, right? Because I've never seen a heterosexual Bud Light commercial. Let's just call it what it is. I I mean, I don't understand why the uh uh the way somebody decides to do what they decide to do in their bedroom has to be a sales point, right? I'm not saying you don't use attractive men and attractive women, right? We can stop there, in my opinion. We can stop there, right? You can regular everyday people in the ad, whatever. I'm no marketing genius when it comes to selling, millions of dollars worth of beer, but I'm just going on what I've seen over the years. It was just Bud Light on the can. You got a mountain on the can. I don't know when we started making cans with people on them. I don't know. I've never seen that. It's not a thing, at least not on anything I've drank. So that's what's going on with that, folks. I don't believe them. If you believe them, you believe them. I don't believe them. I don't think it was a one off, and I think they knew what they were doing. We're gonna take a quick commercial break. We're gonna come right back. Wrap snacks? Yeah, Wrap Snacks are not a billion-dollar beer company, not Anheuser-Busch. Like, did they ever have a Arnold Schwarzenegger Bud Light can? Come on, did they, I don't know. I've just never seen it. I've never seen it. But we're gonna take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back here on Top of the Morning.
Just because you're black doesn't mean you have to vote Democrat. This year, in order to see benefits for our communities, we need to vote outside the box. Find out more by visiting us at tuconservative.com.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, you see him on your screen. And if you don't, it's a picture of our POTUS. Biden, Mr. Biden. Mr. And they try to fix the Brazilian jobs. Oh, this guy, man. This guy here. So, folks, do you see this guy debating anybody? Do you think he can debate in a primary? Because he's going to face some primary challenge. Okay. Do you think they will allow this man to get on a debate stage? Or would you like to see? Would you be able to sit through a debate with Joe Biden in it? at this point in his life. I mean, just think this out. Think this out. Are we going to all sit here and act like there isn't a clear and obvious cognitive issue with this gentleman? Okay. And if we're going to act like there isn't a clear and obvious issue, right? Just let him talk on his own. Let him talk to people. Give him the Trump treatment, right? Give him the Trump treatment. Bring him into a press conference, a press room, and let him stay there for 2 hours with no cheat sheet, with no notes. Just stand there. I guarantee you, no Democrat walking the face of the earth wants to see that. just think of the debacle that this would be if we had to let Joe Biden stand in a room with no notes. No, you don't get a cheat sheet. You don't get a card with pictures. You don't get the pre-pick who you're gonna interview, who's gonna question you and what they're gonna question you. No. Just stand there and let them scream at you like they do Trump, like they did Trump. And he will oblige you. Let's stand there for an hour and a half. It was regular during the Trump administration. Okay. So people want him to debate. I don't even think he should be running personally, right? I don't think he should be running. But reports say a majority of voters who supported President Joe Biden in 2020 believe he should step up and publicly debate other aspiring Democrat presidential candidates looking ahead to the 2024 elections. Okay. A Redfield and Wilton Strategies poll, right? Which sounds like a polling company. Redfield and Wilton. Who do you work for? Redfield and Wilton. Poll carried out April 30th for Newsweek found 79% of eligible voters who voted for Biden agree the Democratic Party should hold all-in televised primary debates. All right. The party has been criticized for the fact that no debates are planned, even after the Robert F. Kennedy, the nephew of the late President John F. Kennedy, and self-help author and 2020 Democrat candidate Marianne Williamson have thrown their respective hats into the ring. Now, I think what happens is he pulls the whole, these guys aren't on my level. They I don't see the reason to have a debate at this point. They don't have the record, that even with, I think they're going to come up with some tap dance. But the strategies poll found some 68% of eligible voters believe the Democratic Party should hold televised debates compared to 15% who answered no and 17% who responded, I don't know. Okay. The overall poll was conducted among 1,500 eligible voters in the US. So, I mean, I don't know. It's 1,500 people. I'd need a little more data, but I don't think this is a good idea. For entertainment, sure. Like, I'd absolutely 100% love to watch him on the debate stage, but it is like a sad comedy. It's like a tragic comedy. You know what I mean? Like, you almost can't laugh at it because it's not good. But if this is what he wants to do, I mean, ultimately, are we saying that he's a puppet? That are we saying he's so incoherent? There's some overlord telling him what to do? I don't know. I think he's autonomous. I want to believe he's using his own mind, right? I want to believe that. I want to believe that he's functioning on his own and he has coherent. I want to believe that. But if it comes out, and I said this before, at this point, there has to be so much secrecy around his health conditions. If he drops out of this race for any condition whatsoever at this point, it's not going to be acute. And this is going to make the mainstream media, this is going to make media in general look really bad because nothing of a cognitive, it's already happening and we're all witnessing it. So to act like once he leaves office, and now as soon as y'all say any of that, we got to go back and look like, hey, you mean this guy had dementia while planning Afghanistan withdrawal? Like, hey, this guy had, this is what's going to happen. It's an eventuality. This is not a guess. Anything he got going on health wise has been going on. So Michael J. Fox made a statement, and he has I don't want to misquote what Michael J. Fox, Parkinson's, I believe. And he came to the reality for himself, and I'm quoting him. He said he won't live to be 80, and I think he's in his 50s, his early 50s. And he's come to the realization he won't live to see 80 now. God willing, he will, and have a long, healthier, life and things of that nature. But let's be honest here. Biden's 80. All right. He's 80. Let's call this what this is. Let's deal with the facts of the matter that at this point there are health issues with this man. Putting him on a debate stage is going to be a debacle. I feel like it's going to be a debacle. And it's going to be unfair. And I think it's almost like, and I said this is my personal opinion. It's like almost elder abuse. Like making your grandpa go to work, like forcing him to get up out of the bed and go to work. And all he really wants to do is eat ice cream. All grandpa wants to do is get an ice cream cone, right? And he's a bad grandpa because he wants to sniff things. He wants to sniff people. I don't know what else he's sniffing, right? But he might like, I don't know, sniffing curtains. I don't know, he might be a curtain sniffer. But that's all he wants to do. He wants to eat ice cream cones and sniff things. Why don't y'all let him do that? Shouts out to Marjorie Taylor Greene on those day one. What do you call that? That day one when what do you call that when you get rid of the president there, y'all? I'm drawing a blank on the word. Yeah, get him out of here though. That word. Yeah, drawing a blank on the word. I'm pulling the Joe Biden here. The he was impeached. Yeah, that's the word. Impeached. He was peached. He was peached. Yeah, she drew those up on day one, and they're gonna get revised. I don't think it matters if he debates or not. What I think matters is that it's clear with the new evidence from the FBI coming out. The new request for the documents and it's gonna be an interesting ride, folks. And he should be impeached. He should be impeached. Hunter should be breaking up rock somewhere. And a whole bunch of those folks in their administration need to get fired. That's just the reality of it. So listen, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you guys have a great weekend, right? If you're living in Suffolk County and you're on the South Shore of Suffolk County out here, please check out my articles in the South Shore Press. Shouts out to everybody over at the South Shore Press. We appreciate the love, ladies and gentlemen. This has been your top of the morning for Friday, May 5th. Again, go out, have a beautiful weekend. Hope you guys be safe. We will catch you back here Monday night for the Urban Conservative Podcast. And of course, Monday morning for Top of the Morning. Shouts out to my twin brother, Dual Ali. Thanks to all of our sponsors, our underwriters. And of course, you, the listeners. We wouldn't do it without y'all, man. Appreciate it. We'll catch y'all next week, man.
Just because you're black doesn't mean you have to vote Democrat. This year, in order to see benefits for our communities, we need to vote outside the box. Find out more by visiting us at tuconservative.com.